Hey YouTube, this is Firewizard23 and welcome back to Let's Play Lost Kingdoms. In the last episode we beat the plains of Rowal, but we can't actually go back there anymore because of the black fog. So now let's head to Gurd's apothecary, and this is going to be a central hub of the game where you can basically deal in cards with her. So let's talk to Gurd and see what she has to say. So she compliments us on our card handling, explains that her shop is about selling cards, and that we better understand card handling if we want to survive. Also the fact that King Feobane, our father, left and he doesn't have a runestone to protect himself, and he can't really fight these monsters without it. So we're going to have to search for him, and our first place to stop would be Blessoon. Okay, so a little bit about Gurd's shop, how this works. We can talk to Gurd, but that's not going to do anything right now. We can buy cards from her, and she'll get new racks of cards, like she only has these first 10, but she'll have new cards later. And we'll use gold that we don't really acquire from monsters to do that. But by selling our monster cards, which is a primary way to do it. But the primary thing we can do with her is we can make copies of cards if the cards gain enough experience. We can make duplicates of it, or we can transform cards if that card has enough experience. I tried to explain it in the previous episode, but basically, let's say you had 5 Lizardman cards. If those cards are gaining experience throughout battles, and I just realized here I needed to put my cards in my deck that I got from the previous mission. Don't forget to do that. You only get 30. You don't add the cards automatically because you added them at deck points in the levels. You have to add them here. But let's say I had 5 Lizardman cards in my deck, and they were gaining experience. That all adds to the experience of the Lizardman card. It's not like every card has its own experience point level. That one card has the same experience regardless of how many copies you have. But that can be a good way of using like the gems and stuff. Like if I got a 10-point gem, it would multiply times all 5 of those Lizardmen from my deck, so I would get 50 experience points for picking up a 10-point gem for the Lizardman card. Nice, huh? And here I'm just getting into the first battle. I'm fighting these plague rats, who are very annoying. I knocked out a dark raven, earlier in the fight. It's going to become really important, especially in this first level here, Blessoon, that you have to explore the level very, very thoroughly. Like over here, I'm about to pick up a treasure chest. Like I said, you got to open all the treasure chests in an area for a perfect rating. There's a skeleton card. And here's some of the soldiers that King Feobane actually left to guard this town. And unfortunately, the monsters are just absolutely whooping their asses. But we'll see what we can do to help out. I'll get into the greater details of card transformations. Oh, that's another thing. Copying the card is one thing at Gurd's shop, but you can also transform your cards if they've gained enough experience, and they can become new cards. Sometimes cards you already have, sometimes cards you haven't even seen yet. And those guards were just telling me there about these 4 things. I'm about to activate one of them. There's 4 of these colored things around the town. I forgot what they call them. I can't even say the word. Also, there was a wheel valve over there in the previous spot, so let's remember that for later. I'm sorry, there's so much exposition I need to get out about how the mechanics of this game work in these very early videos, so I really do apologize for it just not really commenting on what's exactly happening, but I want to get that out there. We destroyed 2 plague rats. Plague rats are not really that useful of an independent monster to use in a deck. You probably will not see me using them. Remember how I said that you can't use the cards outside of battle, you can only use them during an actual active combat? In this level, that's going to require you to destroy certain obstacles during battle so you can pick things up that are underneath them, cards, meaning. And that blue fairy I was trying to chase there, that's another part of this game where blue fairies are going to fly around the levels occasionally, and you're going to have to, if you catch them, you could restore your hit points. You could restore your gem count for using cards. You could actually restore a used card, like from your back into your deck, like just one card. Or it could be a monster in disguise, you could go into a battle. So you gotta kind of take your chances. That's another Lizardman down right there. Okay, got the experience points. I'll probably just go past the experience point screens very quickly. See, right here, I want to destroy those barrels, but I need a monster encounter in this area so I can use the use my cards to break them up. Come on, battle. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. So that sometimes it forces you to try to make the game trigger. And here you're going to see me discard pretty much most of my hand because I'm looking for a weapon card, not an independent monster. There it is, my Raven. And I just blow the barrels away so I can get to the chest after the battle. Oh, stupid Dark Raven pwned me. Come on. Got it. I just used one lizard man to kill it. Alright, and we'll pick up this chest. Open the chest. A mummy card. Nice. Later in the game, it's also going to become very critical at a certain juncture where I must have a certain number of types of different attribute cards. For example, I want to acquire as many fire, water, wood, and earth cards as I possibly can. But for example, 2 Lizardman cards don't count. I need a Lizardman and another Earth type card. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't matter how many copies I have, it's just I need to have individual cards. And there we see the management is telling us not to step in the water. I wonder why. There's just reminding us about the map in the upper right corner. I'm restoring my HP here. I'm not bothering to add any of my cards to my deck yet that I found. I'm going to do that later. Now here, I actually was wondering if there was a card hidden under these barrels, and actually there is, and I'm about to get into a battle, and I'll break apart the barrels just to check. I'm like, seriously, where the hell is my... I leave a Mandragora here to fight this guy, but I'm just searching my deck. I'm looking for the weapon cards, because it puts the cards back in the exact same order they were. It's not like it... Unlike the second game where it actually did the right thing and put them at the bottom of your deck, it just directly puts them exactly where they were in the card order in the next battle. Take care of that Dark Raven. And you see there is a card sitting on the floor there. So let's pick it up. Yeah. I love the transitions. What's this? It is a Lycanthrope card. Ooh, and I do show the Lycanthrope in this level. So, and I think everyone's going to love him because he's one of the most... He's a pretty badass card to use. Let's pick up this Blue Fairy, and see we recovered a card there by picking up the Blue Fairy. That's awesome. That was a card I had previously used. Okay, let's activate this. What is it? Capstan? I don't know what a capstan is exactly. Oh, here's another battle. Stupid Plague Rat. Now here I'm just going to use a Birdman to just take him out. Yeah! Gotcha! Summon creatures use all of their attack power in one big attack, versus weapon monsters who it might be divided up into several smaller strikes. Okay, let's open this door here, which just kind of falls over. But there is something in this well over here. We find a Water Hopper card. Nice. Water card to add to my collection. Okay, we're just moving along here. Although, soldiers are like, oh my god, this town used to be so awesome, and now it sucks. Okay, we got a Plague Rat. Ugh, I don't like Plague Rats. The fountain is to be cleaned once a month. Left once, right 3 times. Interesting. Left once, right 3 times. I wonder what happens if we went back to that wheel and turned it such. Uh-oh, here's another Plague Rat. I'm gonna send my Mandragora after it. The Mandragora is striking faster than the Plague Rat can, so he's gonna knock him on 2 hits here. There he goes. Nice. Very nice, very nice. Off to the next challenge. Let's activate this capstan. Does anyone even know what a capstan is? I mean, I know I could Google it and go to dictionary.com or something, but what the hell is a capstan? Okay, now here are the pots. You want to make sure to just check every little thing, because right here is a ghoul card, one of my favorite weapon monsters. Okay, I don't want to go through the door yet. There's a couple chests over here. Oh! Battle time! 2 Plague Rats. So I'm going to send out my independent monsters against them, and I get gassed for my efforts of standing still. Also, it's important to note that when you use a card, like you're throwing out a card, yeah, like that, you are invincible for a very short period of time. It is actually possible to evade an attack using that. And that's true of any kind of monster you use. Like if you're using a summon monster, during this time, like I'm using the fairy here, I'm invulnerable during that time. And that is actually the first use of the fairy card there, which restores 50% of my hit points. Of my maximum, like I have 100 hit points, the fairy would restore 50 HP. If I had 140 HP, it'll restore 70 HP. How do I gain HP? We'll find that out later. How do I gain more HP, I mean? Okay, I'm going to head back over to the wheel here, because we were told we could turn this wheel in a certain way to clean the fountain. 1 left, 3 to the right. Let's try it. Okay, that's 2, and 1 more time. Let's do it. You hear a faint sound of running water. So I wonder what happened to the fountain. Let's go check. Aha! It drained out, and there is a card sitting in the basin. Let's grab it. It is a Maelstrom card. Oh, a very nice trap-independent monster. Trap monsters, basically, you're going to set them on the field, and they sit. When a monster gets close to them, boom. The Mandragora is essentially another example of a trap-type monster. Okay, nothing in those pots I want, so let's head through that door that opened. I might not even be in sync with the theme here because I can't even hear it. To record this audio that you're hearing of my voice, I'm actually watching this video again without the volume on, so I can't even hear the exact vocal interactions. And this character is Alexander.
Oh yeah?
Oh my, I didn't know there was anyone left in town. Are you from Alanja? I am Alexander, a scholar of these parts. I study the fairies, you know, the little people. The red fairies are quite rare, but they seem quite fond of humans. Most interesting. Once they take a liking to you, they will follow you everywhere. Fascinating, don't you think? Oh dear, it seems you already have already made a friend. Remarkable. If you end up with a lot of fairies trailing you, you might want to come visit me. I will take the little fellows off your hands for you. And that's essentially going to be Alexander's purpose. These red fairies are going to be important. And this here is a note from that Lord Unther guy saying that basically they're frickin' screwed and the king is still worried about us, but he's going to continue on with the king anyway. And that the king is heading toward the... Oh no, I think we read the note earlier, but he's heading towards the burial grounds of a name I cannot say. Those red fairies, we have to find every red fairy in every level as well as every card in every level in order to get a perfect rating. Here's another Lizard Man card, and right back here in this box is another red fairy. Yeah, all the soldiers are off to the Ros Amo burial grounds, if I'm saying that right. We don't need to talk to Alexander again, we'll just pick up this red fairy over here. Another fairy. Let's go open these 3 boxes. Now, actually, right across the bridge there to my left is actually the boss of the area, but I don't want to go there just yet. We've got a little more to do. By the way, we've got a Sea Monk there. That is actually a very nice summon creature who, when put in your deck, he restores 1 to 5 of your previously used cards to the deck randomly. That's really nice. Now here, even though battle started, I'm going to run really fast over here because I want to break these barrels, so I use this Lizard Man to just break some open so I can get through. Now I'll just send my skeletons and my hobgoblins against these plague rats. You might see some strategies later in the game where I literally just throw out all my monsters and just throw caution to the wind. Because sometimes it's just fun to just watch everything happen. And I got poisoned here because I got hit by the plague rat gas. Okay. And once you get to this screen right here telling you what happened, all your status ailments go away, because even you can get confused or poisoned, and you might, or even petrified. You can get petrified. Here's another red fairy. He's explaining the blue fairy concept, how that works. And I believe someone later in the game, one of the fairies actually says a blue fairy who lives for a long time becomes a red fairy. I believe they make that point. Here's the Dark Raven again that I kill in one shot with a stone card because Earth is... Oh, no, Earth... But the Lizard Man is strong enough to take out the Dark Raven in one shot, even though it's Earth against Fire. There's no elemental advantage, but it's just strong enough. And I did show earlier, I think I did show in a couple battles, the Dragon Knight card that you can kick ass with that card, even if you don't have type advantage because it's a level 2 card. So we just got a lot of things going on here. I'm just setting up my monsters to fight them, and there is 2 Plague Rats and a Lizardman, a Plague Rat, and a Lycanthrope in the back there. I got that Lizardman. This Lycanthrope is going to be a jerk, because he is very fast, and he's a lot more nimble than the Skeleton is. Well, the Skeleton is scoring a couple hits. This guy is just a pain in the ass to get. Stand still! But here I pull another Lycanthrope card, and while he's standing still here, I unleash hell. He swipes his claw and knocks him out. Great job! Gem, win. And out we go. And again, use the map in the upper right to orient yourself so you know which way you were going. I like how it lets you do that, unlike say like Quest 64 where you win the battle and it says dun 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 dun. You're facing a random direction. I hate that because you get so disoriented. I wish there was like a mini map in Quest 64 because it would have made it so much easier. I'm just checking items here, checking objects to see if there's items hidden in them or anything. I'm not really coming across anything. But here's a couple of chests over here. We'll investigate. Chest number 1. A Lycanthrope card. Chest number 2. A Carbuncle card. Now that's kind of what I called a defensive independent monster. The Carbuncle, when you summon it, it just rolls around you over and over again, damaging enemies around you. And there's a couple upgrades to that monster, but it's a pretty interesting monster to use. You just need something to protect you from just pestilent monsters. I think it got much better usage in the second game than this game, because they really improved on the mechanism in the second game. There's a red fairy here in the bed. Don't forget it, because you need them for the perfect rating of 5 stars. Now I'm just going to head for the boss, because there is nothing else left in this. I'll use the last deck point in the level. There are 2 deck points in this level. And then we'll take on the boss. Here's the deck point over here. Oh, I figure I should read the sign here, but it says to the Rol Saman Burial Grounds. That's where we're heading. Hit the deck point. We'll add all the cards that I picked up into my deck. And it's time for boss time against the Fire Golem. So the first thing I do here is actually send out my Carbuncle, because that's going to surround me to just do a little bit of weak damage. And he can hit quite a few times in a row. This guy can. And here I'm going to send out my Lycanthrope for massive damage. You see, this guy's got some nasty attacks. And here I'm just unleashing the fury of my weapon monsters. I never used the Sea Monk here, but doesn't matter. There's the Water Hopper, Raven. That guy, I'm going to send the Maelstrom against him, put the trap right on him so he immediately activates. And actually got him in a status ailment. I'm guessing it was with confusion. Just hitting him with everything I got and I just knocked him down. Yay! Victory by ass rape! And I just bring up the screen here really quick. 5 stars! Yeah! Now, can I pull the Fire Golem? I pick the first 3. Come on! No! Oh, 3 Plague Rats! No! Ah! And I can't go back to the level until much later in the game. So, that's going to end it for today. Next time we're off to the Burial Grounds, but we're also going to pay a visit to Alexander and his fairy house. And maybe we'll head back to Gurd's shop for some card upgrades. This is Firewizard23 saying take care and bye-bye for now, everybody.